Welcome to the vaccine.
Your cure for corona boredom. We're back, baby.
We're back, baby. Would you rather be a tree or live in a tree?
Live in a tree.
Absolutely, me too. Sign me up for a fancy dancy tree house. Okay. Would you rather wear your grandma's clothes every day or have your grandma's hair every day?
Probably in their heyday, I'd do either one of those things.
Oh, really?
Well, I'm vintagey anyway. I'm probably wearing clothes like what I mean, not today, I'm wearing a t-shirt, but my grandma's probably wore clothes similar to me. I heard my dad's mom was kind of into the flapper stuff and at one point, and she was like a singer on a radio at one point. And my other grandma, she lived on a farm most of the time, but she was like a dancer and stuff. And I've seen her in pictures of super cute, fancy costumes. So I'm pretty much down with either one of those.
All right. See, my grandparents were not nearly that cool. One of my grandmas kind of wore what I would describe as bowling shirt style clothes.
Okay.
And the other grandma, she wore a lot of blouses, flowery blouses as well. None of them I particularly stylish at all. Maybe for I'm probably not. Also, their hair wouldn't look good on me, wouldn't look good on you. I think it worked for them.
So if we're not talking about heyday, if we're talking about how I saw them when they were actually alive.
I don't really know what they were like when they were younger.
So I would probably pick my mom's outfits. She dressed in cute jeans and like a tied in the front flannel shirt with a headscarf on because she was always working on the farm, but it was cute.
By the way, look.
All right. Would you rather eat only kinds of tacos for the rest of your life or only kinds of pizza?
I would rather have pizza.
Me too. Good choice.
I love me a taco, but I don't think I could give up pizza. Would you rather have a freakishly huge smile or a freakishly small nose?
Totally freakishly huge smile because I already have one. It's the same as my normal self. Plus, people have a bias for smiles. They don't have bias for noses.
No, there's no nose bias.
Right. People love smiles. Right. Would you rather be a deep sea diver or an astronaut?
I think I would rather be an astronaut. Being an astronaut has always been something that's kind of captivated me since I was a kid. Back then, astronauts were about the epitome of cool. I realize there's a lot that is involved in deep sea diving as well. I think that being an astronaut is probably more prestigious.
Oh, it's for the prestige.
Well, they're both kind of equally adventurous. There's an equal amount of things to discover both places. In the past week, I have either seen or listened to interviews from no fewer than 3 astronauts. No deep sea divers. There's an equal amount of danger. Yeah.
I would pick deep sea for sure. Like no question.
Really?
Because I would hate the isolation of space and the inconvenience of space. You go up and you're gone for, months and months and months to years and years and years. Deep sea divers, and it's void. It's just void nothingness, which I dislike greatly. I would miss animals and nature and things. And deep sea diving is kind of all about the animals and nature and things. And it's full of life.
I think probably underwater, there's just not that much that I'm super interested in. I love nature, but like undersea nature to me is frightening and weird.
Scary. There's light up things, the things that have bioluminescence, and there's like anglerfish.
Like if you're going down that deep, it might be nearly as lifeless as space.
There's vampire squid.
Are you trying to convince me to go down there now, or?
I mean, if you want to see some vampire squid, would you rather have a Texas accent and live in New York or a New York accent and live in Texas?
I believe I would rather have the Texas accent and live in New York.
Oh, I'd rather have the New York accent and live in Texas.
Okay. See, the problem with that plan is then you are living in
You have to
Texas.
live in Texas. I know. I know. I thought about that. That was the downfall, but I thought, I could live out in the naturey parts of Texas. The naturey parts of Texas are appealing to me. Texas
Yes.
has, you know, beautiful, they have like amazing birds and stuff. Like they get like in the southern parts of Texas, it might as well be Florida.
It's huge. And there are great parts of Texas. Like I've heard that Austin is a place that I could be very happy in.
I've been to New York and I don't love New York. I know everybody says I should love New York and everybody loves New York, but New York is too frenetic to me.
So are we assuming then that it's New York City and not just like in general the state of New York?
I've also been to like Poughkeepsie and stuff, and they're pretty. They're kind of like, it kind of just a little more Michigan-y. I've been there, done that. I would rather do nature-y wise Texas.
Yeah.
And I like the sound of having a New York accent for myself better than a Texas accent. I'd be cute as heck with a New York accent versus. Would you rather go about your normal day naked or fall asleep for a year?
Are we talking about like one normal day naked or just like every day? That's how you do it.
Questions are all weird during quarantine times. But let's assume it's like we're back to an open world.
I'm assuming that like 75% of people are going about their normal day naked nowadays.
Right, but that's at home. So let's say during non-quarantine times.
The being naked part is not that big of a deal for me. I would rather be naked for a day than miss out on an entire year of my life.
Both sound great to me. No, right now I'd like to sleep for a year and just wake up and have all this stuff be over. Wouldn't that be great?
Yep. Well, that would be great.
Unless it wasn't over and it was worse in a year. Hopefully not.
You could wake up like Rick Grimes on The Walking Dead and like there's just chaos everywhere.
Nah, that would be bad. But there'd be more stigma and probably an arrest involved if I did the naked thing for a day. Yeah, either one would really be pretty great right now. If it was normal times, I would not pick the sleeping.
Yeah.
But right now I feel like life is just paused anyway, so I might as well at least get some good sleep during it because I ain't getting it now.
That's all the questions for today, but we'll be back soon. We've got this figured out now, so we can do it again.
Don't forget to write some of your answers to your Would You Rather questions or any Would You Rather questions you want us to answer in the comments. And don't forget to toss a coin to your out of work actors.
Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next time.